All right. Hey, guys, and welcome to Self-Helpless. I'm Kelsey Cook.
I'm Taylor Tomlinson.
I'm Delaney Fisher.
And we are very excited today to be joined by our special guest we have on all the way from New York, Mr. Jim Florentine. Woo!
We don't have a soundboard yet.
Yeah.
We're sorry
I
about
got
that.
it, yes.
It's all mouth noises here. We're a
It
little
works.
budge.
It sounds better than the goofy sounds, the real sounds. So
That's true.
Thank you. You have a great voice.
Yeah.
People probably tell you that a lot.
yeah, I get
Podcasting.
He's like hired for his voice all the time. He's famous for his voice. Crank anchors and all that.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, people always say, you should do, you should do kids movies. You got great. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, get me the gig, and I'll
Yeah.
give you 50%. Everybody said, how come you're not doing, You should be doing that. You should be the villain. And I'm like, okay, get me.
Perfect. Sounds
I'll give you
great.
50%, not even 10, not even 20, 50. You
get me in the
negotiate the
room.
deal, and I'll go do it.
Tell me where to go. I'll
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
exactly.
I got to wait for Morgan Freeman to die before I get anything.
You
He gets
do,
every
it's weird.
voiceover.
Yeah, you really do have like the narrator,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that real rich quality. Your voice
Yeah.
sounds like what I assume. I don't drink, but it's what I assume like a really nice like dark liquor tastes like. Is there we got that? Is
Yeah,
that
kind of. Yeah,
correct?
with
I
a
don't drink.
cigarette and smoking
Yeah.
a cigarette.
Sure.
Oh, white Morgan Freeman over here.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's your brand.
I'm not attracted to my niece though.
Oh, God. Is that a real
Is that
thing?
a Morgan Freeman thing?
Oh yeah, well his step niece or whatever. Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
What now?
Oh,
Why
so
don't I know
You
Yeah,
that?
guys don't know
he's-
that story?
No, I don't know the
Oh yeah, he
story.
was like hooking up with his like 20-year-old step niece
Oh,
or
that is
something.
so
Yeah.
How do
gross.
people not bring that up when we hear Morgan Freeman? Because
God
that's
damn it.
but no
Ah.
blood relation.
No,
Look at you.
technically no. I mean,
Step niece.
Look at
So-
you
Yeah,
trying to
something
make it
like that,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, I love
I
Morgan
mean,
Freeman.
20? That's 2 years past 18. Delaney's just making all kinds of excuses.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't judge.
Oh, Jesus. So usually we start off our episodes with a segment called Quotable, where we usually share like a favorite quote of ours or a quote of the week. Or when we have guests on, we ask if you have any quotes you hate. And you said you have a lot of quotes you hate, so I'm very excited.
Yeah.
So please share whatever you got.
I don't believe in inspirational quotes.
Well, you were on
Because-
the right podcast, sir.
No, because everyone's posting them everywhere over social media. How come everyone's not doing better? You know what I mean? Like everybody should be walking around doing amazing. Nobody should have any shit going on in their life because that's all you do is see them. And I'm like, no one's reading them
No one's
because people are madder
internalizing
than
them.
ever.
Right.
So
Or-
it's really not working.
What if they are doing better, and without the quotes, it would be even worse?
That's true.
No, because before social media, that shit was out there, but people weren't doing better either. So they're still
a good
not.
point.
Now they're posting them. Everybody should be doing a lot better.
Yeah.
Because every third thing on Instagram it's whether it's a piece of it's food or an inspirational quote.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you think like the worse people are doing, the more inspirational quotes they post?
A lot of them. I know these people. They got problems. They're not listening to this. No regrets. Everybody has regrets. Stop
Right.
with that.
Oh, man, you're really
I got no
killing-
regrets. Oh, really? You don't? Okay, no regrets whatsoever. Let's go through your life. Let me go talk to your therapist, and we'll see you have regrets. You do have regrets.
Oh,
Stop
my
with
God.
that.
You're really killing our Instagram
So-
account that we
Oh, it's all quotes.
It's very basic, bitch. Just
very
And then
heavy on
another
the-
one, live, laugh, love. That one drives me nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's,
that's lazy. We all hate that
Yeah, I
one.
think everybody hates
That
that
one's
one.
hanging in every house. Every house that's hanging in, there's tension in that house. There's tension. You walk in there and there's just
Yeah.
complete tension. I'm like, wait a minute. Is anyone reading that sign on the kitchen wall? Because there's no live, laugh, loving in this house.
Right.
It's so funny and so true.
it is true.
But that's just the one you get when you're decorating. When you
Yeah,
move
oh,
into
yeah.
a place,
Yeah.
you go to Bed Bath & Beyond or wherever
Exactly.
you're going.
They sell it
Oh, we got to
everywhere.
hang this in the kitchen. All this stuff. So it's most of it's just nonsense. If you have an inspirational quote, just say it to yourself when you wake up in the morning, whatever
An
it is.
affirmation.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. And then just go by that the rest of the day.
Sure.
That's all you got to do.
So, is there anything that you do tell yourself to like make you feel better?
No,
boost you up?
no, I'm
fucking get
whatever.
through this
Just wake
shit?
up. Oh my God, it's another day. It's really not gonna. It's not gonna make a difference.
You've never heard like a speech or seen a quote where you were like, "Oh, that is
Something from a
that
movie?
resonates
Yeah, good
with
football
me."
movie that really
Yeah, good
gets you
football
going.
movie.
No.
You didn't feel anything during like Remember the Titans?
No, and the
And-
Rudy. No,
Miracle?
the guy. Okay, I know the movie. He gets in at the end and he makes a tackle. I don't have now. I just saved 2 hours. Yeah, he was small. He couldn't make the team. It's like I see it coming from a mile away. I don't want to know the ending.
what about music lyrics? you're a big music guy.
Sometimes, some good music lyrics.
No
will get you through
Ozzy
some
lyrics
stuff.
that really
No,
like
the Ozzy lyrics are,
get you in the gut. Nothing.
No, but there are some songs that get you
Yeah.
through some shit.
All right.
I think that counts.
That does count.
I guess so, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's definitely, there are some stuff.
Any song in particular or lyric?
A lot of Hootie and the Blowfish.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
got me through a
Little
lot.
Hootie.
No,
No judgment.
I was like, hey, no, sounds great.
Whatever floats
A lot
your
of
boat.
98
Yeah.
degrees. That's awesome.
Huh.
Well, you're definitely like probably the first type like this on our podcast is like fuck all of it.
Yeah.
Don't believe in any of it. But actually, you do have some things that you've read that you like that are books, right?
Yeah, I mean, you just, there's a book called The Four Agreements that's
Okay.
really good.
Okay, cool.
That, I didn't get into it till late, like all that. I didn't go to therapy for a long time. I always thought if I went to therapy, I was going to lose my anger, and then I can't write jokes.
Yeah.
Because that's where all my comedy comes from.
Interesting.
Anger and rage. So I feel like, if I settle all my problems, then I'm not going to be funny anymore. I'm going to be just happy-go-lucky, and
Right.
I'm not going to be able to pick apart anything.
Right.
And then I
And-
can't make money, and I'm just like the happiest homeless person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm like, I'd rather.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's my career. I don't care about being happy.
Right,
I just
yeah.
want to,
Just want to be in
I
the
gotta
funny
write.
bone.
I got to
weekend.
write jokes.
Yeah.
And I remember my friend was like, "No, you're not going to lose your anger if you go there. You're just going to know how to, separate it and whatever." So I went and I went for like a month. And I'm like, "No, this is bullshit." And I left. And
Really?
my friend's like, "You got to go back. Come on, man, just go." And I went, and it just totally changed my life. It definitely put me in a way better place where you could channel your anger. He's like, "You're not going to lose your anger. You could still be angry. You're just going to find out where it's coming from, and all that other
Yeah.
stuff." So.
Isn't that weird how that helps so much, just knowing the source of your anger? Like, it's still just
Yeah.
as intense. It's right there, but there is some relief in just going, oh, I can trace that back to my dad.
Right.
Like, that's so
Yeah.
weirdly relieving.
Very helpful.
Yeah.
What was the turning point that made you go, oh, I actually like therapy?
Because I knew it was like my late 30s at the time, and I just realized I gotta get my shit together. Because if you don't get your shit together by your late 30s, early 40s, you're gonna be fucked.
That's it. Yeah.
You got to
can
do it at some
plateau,
point.
Yeah.
You usually don't do it in your 20s, your 30s. You're busy with your career. You're like, whatever. You just got
Yeah.
a million things going on. Plus, you don't have any insurance,
Yeah.
so you can't
It's a
pay
nightmare. It's a big
$200-300 for a 45-minute session, whatever it's
Yeah.
gonna be. You just don't have the money.
Right.
But then I just realized that I got to start, just figuring this stuff out. And just, most of it was childhood issues, coming from a family of 7 kids. And,
Oh, my
wow.
God.
Yeah.
Sam.
probably just not getting enough attention. But I don't, I got one kid and I can barely give him enough attention. So I really, when you have kids, you can't blame it on your parents when
Yeah.
there's 7 of them.
Oh, my
So I
God.
think that's where a lot of it stemmed from, and just, acting out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once I got that straightened out, it was definitely a lot more peaceful in my life and stuff too.
Were
You know,
there
just
any
know.
big breakthroughs in therapy that were like, oh shit, like the big aha moments, as Oprah says?
Well, just a lot from like my dad, because I always thought I had to, impress him. He was really smart. I was more like, he was an accountant and, went to college 4 years. It was just book smart. And I was more street smart, just a wise ass. Like
Yeah.
I wanted to be an actor or a comedian or in a band or whatever like that. And I always thought that he looked down on that.
Yeah.
Because he was always a suit and tie guy. And I was like, I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to be in an office.
Yeah.
So I always felt like he, but when I started doing comedy, he goes, hey, if that's what you want to do, then I support you. Go do it. And he said, move back home. You don't have to pay any bills. Get your career on track.
Oh, my God. That's amazing.
wow.
But for a long time, I felt like I had to press him, and I felt like, a loser that I wasn't doing what he wanted to do. But I went to college for like a semester. I go, I don't want to do this. I
Yeah.
don't want to be an accountant. I'm not a numbers guy. I felt like he was disappointed. He's like, all right, fine, do what you got to do, so.
Yeah.
But once I worked that, I was fine. But then, like, you read a book like The Four Agreements, especially in show business, there's like these 4, it's like, don't take anything personally. And that's one of like the
Yeah.
agreements in the book.
So what are the
Yeah,
what
what
are
are
the
the-
4 agreements?
The 4 agreements,
Something
like,
I
be
just
true
read.
to your word. Basically, what you say is what you mean. Mean what you say.
Yeah.
The gossip, all that other stuff, just leave that out. It's not. It's not good
Right.
to do it, even
Yeah.
though everybody does it. But basically,
Right.
whatever you say you mean, just really mean it. Don't
Yeah.
just bullshit people.
Right.
And then don't take anything personally is a big thing because with the criticism you get, especially in this business,
Oh, my
you can
God.
easily take it personally. Whether
Yeah.
it's a comment card after a comedy show or you're reading something online.
Yeah.
And this person doesn't know you. It's just not their sense of humor if they didn't like your stuff or whatever it was.
Right.
Right.
So you can't really tell. You're not going to win the whole audience over.
Right.
Of
Right.
course, we look at that one person that's not laughing. If the rest of the room is, you're like,
Oh,
why
yeah.
is that person not laughing?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you can't. That's just not their sense of humor, and you have to
Right.
get to that point where you're just not going to please everybody. If you do, you're not going to be a good comic.
Right.
Because you're going to try to
Right.
compromise and try to win everybody over, and you're just going to be like middle of the road,
No
vanilla,
identity, yeah.
no identity at all.
Right.
Yeah.
So you just, but it's tough in the beginning, especially when you're building your career and you can't, no one's calling you back, or your agents, or you're not getting the Montreal Comedy Festival or whatever. You're like, oh man, they must think I suck and stuff like that. It's like, no,
Yeah.
you just weren't right for that.
Yeah.
I remember this girl. We were all coming up, and Sue Costello, I don't know if you know, a
Oh,
female comic
yeah.
out of New York. So we're all together. We're all working together, and then she gets like a sitcom for Fox. They want, and all the male comics, we were all friends. We'd all go have drinks afterwards. We all hung out. They got all jealous and were freaking out that she got it. I'm like, why? I go, she wasn't our competition. They were looking for a white female from Boston for the specific sitcom. So it wasn't me against Sue, and she beat me out. I go and be happy for her. And I just saw all that jealousy and stuff. Like, I never want to be like that. I'm like, I'm not going to worry about what anybody else has. I'm just going to do my own thing.
Right.
Because the comics that worry about that shit, they just never get anywhere.
No.
Why is this person doing better? I'm doing comedy 2 years, and they're only doing it a year, and they're already emceeing. I go, well, that person worked harder. That's what it was. Maybe just not that funny. You know what I mean? You go to the bar afterwards and just drink beer and get high and play video games
How
till
do
6 in the
you-
morning.
How and you've been able to hold on to that your whole career?
Yeah, pretty much. I just used it for motivation.
Wow.
Instead of just getting jealous. Like when I first started in New York City, going to clubs, there was a lot of guys in there. Now, me and Jim Norton would go in New York all the time. We're from Jersey, and they had no respect for us. Like, oh, these guys are from Jersey. They're like white trash, dirtbags, So all these guys in New York were all these like,
Right.
just talked about their how much they hated their parents on stage and did like monologue jokes. That's what they did. They were like Letterman, like and me and Jim would just talk about our lives and just dirtbags. So we'd watch these guys, and I wouldn't get jealous that they were getting TV shows and stuff. I'm like, all right, if this guy's getting TV shows, I know I can. I wasn't getting mad. I go, if that's what the competition is.
Oh, that's a cool way to look at it.
Yeah, because
Great way of looking at it.
when I saw like Louis C.K., Ray Romano, and Dave Attell were the biggest guys in the city, when I cracked, I go, I'm not even close to them, so I'm not going after what they got. But these other lower level guys that are getting all these shows, I know I can get them too. But I didn't get mad. I'm like, if this guy got a show, I'm like, fuck that guy. I should be getting that. I'm like, okay, easily I can get it.
Right. So it kind of inspired you, like.
Right, but I
keep
didn't go,
going
I'm
and-
funnier than Dave Attell because I had one good set. I
Right,
knew that
right.
wasn't the case.
Wow.
Interesting. So a lot of like self-awareness, but
Yeah,
also
just so,
motivation.
Yeah, it's just motivation, but I didn't have. Yeah, I just wasn't going to go bitch and I can't believe this person didn't get this and all that. So I've always modeled my career after that. I just know I don't give a shit what anybody else is doing.
Yeah.
I got to worry about
That's
myself.
amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like
I
that's
really-
so, especially in the age of social media where you can
it's so hard.
constantly, every minute, be reminded of what everybody else is doing. Everybody's quantified now by number of followers, downloads, whatever. It's like you can compare yourself to somebody else mathematically and be like, they have this many more followers or whatever. That's amazing that you can still stay so like
because
removed from that.
All right, if someone has 1 million followers and you put a new special out, are you gonna 1 million people? All those people are gonna watch it? No. How many are gonna watch it at 1 million?
Yeah.
50,000. So the other people aren't really even your fans. Why wouldn't they support you?
Yeah.
All the bands always bitch about that too. This one guy puts an album out. He goes, I got 1 million people on Facebook that follow me. They say my fans, and I sold 6,000 records the week it came out. He goes, why are you guys buying my record for $10?
Yeah.
So that's all bullshit. All that stuff. I mean, you got to build a following and get post your stuff and make sure people know where you are. But I don't know. I don't even know how many followers I have. I don't even look. I don't know how many followers I have on
Oh my
Instagram.
God.
I don't give a shit. It doesn't
great.
matter.
I think you're accidentally coining your own inspirational quotes as
Same
you
way-
talk. Like, I don't give a shit what anybody
I
else
don't-
is doing.
what am
Boom,
I-
put it on a wall somewhere,
No, but-
bitches.
I really, because I got to do my own thing. I got to go.
Yeah.
I just did 3 shows on a Saturday night in Tampa. I got to deal with those animals. in
takes so
Florida,
much mental
in
energy,
drunk
yeah.
to do an hour, three
Yeah.
different sets a night. So I'm like,
Oh
what do I
my
care if
God.
somebody else is, doing on Instagram and they
think
got
it's
more
great.
followers? I go,
I
I got to focus on this.
Yeah, I think
You
it's
know.
an amazing way to live, and I think it's so you said stay true to your word. What was the second one?
I've got it.
Don't take anything personally.
Don't take anything personally.
Don't make
Because-
assumptions.
Don't make assumptions. That's one. Whether that can work in a million different things. So just imagine your boyfriend. You don't hear from him, for 4 hours. You're
Right.
thinking the worst.
Right.
What is he doing? Oh my God, is that girl at the coffee shop? Is he hooking up with her?
So funny.
Whatever
'cause
like
my
that.
ex cheated on me with the girl at the coffee shop.
Really?
So that's really funny.
Within a 4-hour period.
Who knows? Probably only took about 2 minutes knowing him. But no, I mean, like,
It was
yeah,
on the
that's
coffee
funny.
shop?
Would he disappear on you for hours?
Well, it was just like, yeah, he would like go out with friends, and then it would be like, oh, you were supposed to be home 2 hours ago, kind of thing. But like we were so young, it was like the young teenage boyfriend situation. But it's
Right.
funny because he did
It was the
cheat on
coffee
me.
shop.
He cheated on me
Coffee
with
girl.
somebody who worked at Coffee Bean.
All right, let me. Well, no, I was
Coffee
talking
Bean.
about Starbucks. I wasn't talking about Coffee Bean.
Perfect. That's good. I can understand that.
We can
reference.
separate things. Yeah.
That's funny. But so the assumptions is okay. So you think they're doing something bad, even though they are.
Shit.
And then you realize, like, maybe I don't know, they
Right.
dropped their phone in the toilet, and he had to go to the
Right.
Apple store and they have to
Right.
get a
Yeah.
new one because the thing. And you think that
Right.
the worst, and the whole time for those next 4 hours, maybe you're on an audition and you got to focus, and you're thinking he's doing something, and meanwhile he dropped his phone in the toilet. You're, oh my God, that's why he didn't get back to me. I was just worried, you know.
Right.
All of that shit. You're just making assumptions.
Right.
Whether your agent or your manager doesn't call you back, or you did an audition, you don't hear, and you're like, oh, they hated me. That's it. I'm the worst. They sucked.
Yeah.
I should have got. And then 4 days later they call you back because they weren't sure, and then you
Right.
did get it. But for the 3 days you're killing yourself over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so I just never. You know, it's tough to do, but yeah, I just never make assumptions on stuff. I'm like, you know, everything's
great.
most of the time everything's going to be fine.
Yeah,
That's true.
I love that.
You know what
It's
I mean?
So
There's
easy
a
to
couple times there's
spiral.
going to be some shit that goes down, but most of the time it's going to be okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, with the assumptions.
You are like your own like Jersey Buddha. You came in here and
I'm the white trash Buddha.
yeah, and I was like,
Jersey
oh man,
Buddha.
he seems so like anti self-help, and like you have your own book basically. Like everything you're saying is just like this is how you do it, and I'm
Yeah.
happy. I'm
I
like,
love
oh,
it.
Fuck.
What's the fourth one? Did we cover that
Oh,
one?
always do your best.
Well, that's one. Look, just try. Did you do your best? Maybe you didn't have a great audition or whatever it is.
Right.
Whatever you do, like I did my best. That's all I could do. So you don't
Yeah.
beat yourself up over it.
I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah.
You
Like,
know.
it says on
And
here.
sometimes when you don't do your best as a comic, you know, you just feel like, man, you know, I wasn't really into it.
Yeah.
I was just in a weird mood, and I definitely didn't connect with the crowd. Like, okay, well, make sure you do your best next time.
Oh yeah. Like it says, your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you are healthy as opposed to when you are sick, which I think is like a good thing to
Oh,
remember
I love
too,
that.
because we get sick a lot with all of our travel, and I think we can beat ourselves up sometimes, like when we're sick, thinking, oh well, I should be doing all these things I would usually do if I was healthy, but at times you need to just fucking chill and take
Just
a nap.
chill. They always say, like, the best day, like, your body really needs one day to just do nothing.
Yeah.
Just lay around, watch
best.
TV, whatever, you know, just do nothing for one day to just reset, recharge for the rest of the week. Like, don't feel bad. I used to always, I was always
hard.
like that too.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like I'm wasting my time. Like, I never watch any TV shows. I'm just starting to watch. I just watched The Sopranos, and I never watched
I'm
them
just
when I was
starting to
on.
watch that.
I
I
want to
never-
start that.
Yeah.
The Wire. I never watched The Wire.
And you know what? Yeah.
I never watched any of this because I was always so busy. I'm just like, I got no time for this. And then I just said, what am I doing? I go, I'm just going to start watching, you know, once a week. I'm just going to just do nothing all day.
Yeah.
And I feel way better the
great.
next day.
Yeah.
You know, whatever day it is.
When
But
you-
you always feel guilty as a comic. Like, I got to be doing something. Everyone's going to get ahead of me.
Yes.
It's like, who cares? If
Yes.
you're gone a month from the scene, wherever, and you come back.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
No.
Nobody even knew you were gone.
We
Nobody
talked about
knows-
that so many times. We're like, we could be gone for a year, and we would come back, and people would still be like, "You're everywhere."
Yeah.
Like, people have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked before too about how I think it's easy to look at somebody like Kevin Hart, who seemingly does not even take like 15 minutes off, and it's like, yeah, he does have an incredible amount of success, but I always have to wonder like how happy does he feel on just like a personal level and like a mental health level? Because to me that just seems insane. Like I would need so much more downtime than he has. But
Well,
who
he
knows?
might have that comedian's mentality. Like, look, I don't know when this is going to end, so I'm going to do everything and do everything while I can while I'm hot.
Yeah,
Right.
We all
That's
think that,
possible.
you know,
Totally.
you get thinking like, oh man, I don't know how long this will last, so I'm just gonna keep doing, I'm gonna keep working because, you know, in 2 years something could come out and all of a sudden I'm out of the business.
Yeah.
You know, or just people don't care about me anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's what you know. Who knows? That might be his mindset too.
That's really
Yeah.
interesting.
You never
Kinda like
know.
a fear-based motivation.
Yeah,
That's
shit.
interesting.
Yeah. And then what was the other book that you said that you read?
There was a book,
The Power of Now.
Eckhart Tolle,
I
yeah,
did
The
read
Power
that
Now.
one. I
What
read
did
that
you
when I
read?
was like in high school or just starting college. I thought it was good. I don't remember much from when I read it, but I thought I enjoyed reading it. That's all I remember.
Yeah, that's more. It's more about just like
present.
living in the moment.
Yeah.
You can't worry about the past. The past is done. Whatever
Yeah.
happened, and don't even worry about the future. Just live in that moment right now.
Yeah.
You can use. He says use the past as a reference, and that's it.
Yeah.
Don't dwell on it, whether it was good or bad. You can't. Whether someone that that person that just lives in the past because they did something good 10 years ago or 15 years ago, and that's all they talk. Or something bad that happened.
Right.
It's like, okay, when are you going to move on from that? You're in the
Right.
present right now. You're messing up the present because you just, So he says use it as a reference. That's it. Oh, yeah, I remember. But just move on from that and don't even worry about the future. What are you going to do?
Right.
You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Right. I think I remember something from that book that stuck with me. I'm pretty sure it's in this one, where it's like basically go outside and pretend that none of the things that you see have names. And that will get you so present. Because it's like, yeah, you see that and you think, oh, that's a tree. But just take the word tree out of it and look at this thing like you've never really seen it before.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think that was in that book. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that is powerful.
That's
Yeah.
really
That is
interesting.
really cool. We give names to everything. But
Yeah.
it's like, it's a freaking thing that's grown out of the ground and it's got like, what the fuck is this? Where's this coming from? You know?
Sounds like
Just
a weird
kinda-
drug trip.
Yeah,
It's
seriously.
kinda like
Renaming
making you, like-
nature.
yeah, childlike almost. Where you're experiencing things for the first time.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just be quiet, like be at peace.
Right.
You
Yeah.
don't need distractions, TVs, phones, all this shit going on all the time. Just have some quiet time to yourself.
Yeah.
Wow.
That.
We before we get into like the shaman stuff, because I think we're all really, really
I'm
excited.
so interested.
I'm curious to know as a father. So how old is your son?
He'll be 8 this week.
Okay. He's hilarious, by the way. He's like a starting stand-up comedian. He gets on stage and kills.
What?
It's crazy.
Oh
He'll have
my
to show you
gosh.
some videos afterward. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh
Um,
my gosh.
Is any of the things that you've learned from these self-help books, all that stuff, has that applied to your parenting at all? Is there anything that you feel is like really important to teach your kid at this young age?
I don't know if I'm the self-help, but just basically, just making sure that my main thing with him is don't be a dick. Because if you're going to be a dick, you're not going to have friends. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because like once in a while he'll try to be a dick to me, and I go, you're being a dick right now. You realize that? I go, if you're going to be a dick, you're not going to have any friends. Everyone's going to hate you. I go, and you're not going to have girlfriends. You're going to be that guy. You might get girlfriends for a little bit. The girls that like a guy that's a rebel, but
Yeah,
then all of a sudden you're not going to have those girls. So I go, just don't be a dick to people. It's really simple, but it's true because whenever he goes, like he'll be like, "What are you stupid? You didn't know that the wrestling was on at 9 o'clock?" I go, "Why? So you call me stupid?" I go, "You're being a dick right now. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I don't follow wrestling as much as you. That's on your mind 24 hours a day. I got other shit going on. I got to make you lunch, motherfucker."
I love that. One day that's going to be posted on his wall. Don't be a dick.
Just don't be a
He wakes
dick.
up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. So he wants to be like you when he grows
Yeah,
up.
he
wants
likes
to be a stand-up.
well, stand up or a musician. He's been taking music lessons. He goes on stage with my
yeah.
my
That's
nephew
cool.
and
Was
Was it let
sings.
the bodies hit the
wow.
floor?
Yeah,
Was
let
that
the body
video?
sit. Well, you saw it, right? Yeah, I'll show it to you
You're
guys
taking
later.
a lot of video of him for his Justin
Oh,
Bieber
yeah.
origin story documentary.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I got video of him on
Oh.
stage selling jokes, killing in front of
Wow.
400 people.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Sold out, and he tries new material too.
open with
I go,
you?
look, these are the 4 jokes you should do. I go, it's a sold out crowd. You probably don't want to do any new stuff. He's like, okay, and I go, yeah, just do these 4 in this order. That'll be good. And then he's up there and he starts riffing right off the bat a new joke. That's something that just happened that day. And I'm like,
No
man, you got some.
way.
I go, you weren't nervous? He goes, no. I figured it was probably going to be funny. And he did get a laugh on it. I'm like, man, this guy's got. Because when he was doing it, I'm like, oh shit, where's this going? This is going to be weird. It might affect him that he didn't get a big laugh, but no, it did. And
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
so do you take him on the road with you to open for you sometimes?
if it's a local gig, like I'll do,
That's so cool.
Yeah.
he'll do like the early show.
Oh my gosh, that's
I love it.
I
freaking
love that
awesome.
so
Yeah.
much.
That is really cool.
And his stuff isn't like kid stuff. He's pretty edgy. I mean,
It's yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
He's edgy as fuck, and it's
Oh.
hilarious.
Well, one joke he goes, so my dad hasn't had a girlfriend in like 3 years. And I'm standing on stage, so the crowd's already laughing. He's like, I keep telling him, Dad, get a girlfriend. And my dad's like, yeah, eventually I will. He goes, I think my dad's gay. It's great.
You just picture like a 7-year-old saying that.
I can't picture a 7-year-old doing stand up. I want to see
No.
a video so bad.
It's
oh
the
my
best.
gosh. Is that on YouTube or just on your phone?
Just on my phone.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't want to
okay.
expose him that because
Yeah,
you never know.
That's
that's
smart.
another thing with him.
Right.
You know, it's like I don't want to put there's some stuff of him singing on stage, and if I put it out there on YouTube in a couple of years, he's in 4th, 5th grade or whatever, and kids
Right.
start making fun of him and looking at the video. Yeah, I don't want him to deal with that shit yet.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah,
so-
and then he has to go on Ellen, and it's
Yeah.
there's all
Yeah.
this-
Who has
Yeah.
the time? Yeah.
good
It's
way.
a whole thing to be talented.
Because he's really
YouTube.
sensitive, so I know he's not going to be able to take criticism. So I'm not going to put him out there like that.
Oh,
I'll put him on
really?
stage, whatever, and people go, "Oh, that was funny" or whatever. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not, you know,
That is so cute.
yeah.
Yeah, the internet is a disaster for
It's
even
Oh.
non-sensitive people.
Absolutely.
Does that bother? Okay, so here's a big question. So you're like, I don't compare myself to other people. Does like the internet shit bother you? If you get trolled, if you get like mean YouTube comments, anything like that, does that ever get to you?
I've never looked at one of my YouTube comments.
Never.
Nope.
Wow.
Not even one time
Not
where you were
one
like, never
time.
doing this again.
Never one time.
Wow.
I've never been on Reddit. I never look at Reddit.
Yeah, don't do that.
Wow.
My buddy was telling me, he's like, "Oh man, they wrote some shit about you because you were on Opie and Jim."
Yeah.
Or Opie. I'm like, "I don't care." He's like, "Yeah, you should check it out." I go, "Well, for what? I don't care."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't look. You know, once in a while I'll look at Twitter mentions because sometimes I'll respond back to somebody, like something silly or whatever. But other than that, I just don't even look. I don't
Yeah.
care. I just put it out, whatever it is, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Even with like Facebook, if I post something, I'm like, whatever. I don't even look.
You're
Yeah.
seriously becoming like the most inspirational guest we've ever had on. I'm just like, I just want to be that. I just
Yeah.
want to be that so badly. God damn
Yeah.
it.
So simple, but can be so hard to follow sometimes.
No, it
Stuff like
is.
that.
I'm sure it's
yeah.
tempting,
Urge,
know.
yeah.
But like, what am I going to do? So if I think a joke is funny, I'm going to put it on Twitter, and then people are like, "Oh, that sucked, dude. What a hack." Then I'm like, "Oh man, I thought that was funny." I'm like, I'm not even dealing with that. I'll do it on stage. I'll
Yeah.
know if it's a real response,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because most of those people aren't coming to a comedy club.
Right.
Like I was
yeah.
on this TV show where it was all like a heavy metal show, so they're not really comedy fans.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm cracking jokes and they're probably not going to get it, they're not comedy fans. So I'm like,
Right.
why? I'm not playing to them.
Yeah.
Right.
If they come to
Right.
the show, I'll do it there. So I don't even deal with that
No,
nonsense.
I love it. I love
you know,
that.
I
never
know.
try
Yeah.
jokes out on Twitter or any of that stuff. I'm like, I'll save it for the stage because I'm like, that no one gets it. Everybody's so sensitive about it. People losing their gigs and shit like that. So I'm like, just do it in the club.
Yeah.
You got a lot more
school.
leeway in a club. You
Keep
know,
it into club.
That's true.
yeah.
I love
and,
it.
And then really not that sensitive. I don't know. I'm not sensitive. I'm not seeing it that much where people are really getting more, offended and walking out. I always ask the club owners now, or wherever club, I go, "You getting more of it?" You're like, "No." People do research. They know who you are. They know the comics that are coming.
Yeah.
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 And everyone's got a
that's true.
clip online.
Yeah.
Every act's got a clip, so they just look at that and then they know what they're coming in for, which is actually good for us. as
Yeah, that's a
comics,
good point.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, sometimes those like Saturday early shows where it's just like generic, walking in and being like, oh, so let's do something on a Saturday night. Sometimes those are the crowds where you're like, oh, these are not my people. You know what I mean?
yeah, but sometimes those crowds are good because they don't know you. So if your material works with them, that's
right,
good.
right.
Yeah,
You know,
if they're
sometimes-
pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, sometimes that's good.
Yeah.
So you can win them over.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so let's talk about a shaman because
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
super interested in that. So
you
when
went
was
to a
this? What was
shaman.
this?
Yeah. When, where, how long?
Yeah, well, after therapy, everything was going good. I was dating this girl, and unfortunately, she committed suicide.
Oh,
my
my
God.
God.
Yeah, it was an ex-girlfriend. We were together for 6 years. So, I was going to therapy, and right after that, I was going to these support group meetings and all that stuff, and it just wasn't, look, it was heavy shit. And I had a friend of mine, she had this shaman. She's like, you got to go see this guy. He's amazing. He'll help you. She was going to him for years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to a shaman. Like, I'm telling, he was in California. I was in Jersey at the time.
Yeah. And this
I
was
said-
how long ago was this?
This is 2007.
Okay. So like 10ish.
Yeah,
years.
2007, yeah.
Okay.
So it's a couple months afterwards, and she's
Yeah.
like, just go. So I made an appointment. I flew out here,
Yeah.
and she's like, look, he gives you a massage, and he basically just talks to you and he'll help you through a lot of shit. So he didn't know anything about it. I just said, look, I had a problem. He goes, all right, come out. When I make the appointment? And basically, he just sits me down. He's just going through your life. He goes, all right, you got to, first of all, he's working, massaging you really hard and
Oh,
getting all the
wow.
kinks out and just getting shit. He's like, man, you're really tense and,
Yeah.
just going through your whole life and stuff like that. And he's just like, he goes, look, I told him what happened with my ex. He's like, look, he goes, this is the bottom line. And he goes, you were chapter 3 in her life. Chapter 1 was the root of the problem. Because I was blaming myself.
Oh, wow.
You're the last person with it. He goes, chapter 1 was the root of the problem. You weren't there for chapter 1.
Wow.
You came along at chapter 3. So this has nothing to do with you.
Right.
Wow.
So that one really hit home. And then he's like, look, you're not God. You can't save people. You know, you can only do your best. You know, who do you think? You really think you have that power?
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, look, she was going to do this anyway, whether she met you or not. That's just was her path in life. He's like, so you gave her the best 6 years of her life, and it was really weird because that's what she wrote in the note that she left me with the shaman guy. Who wrote, it's pretty much the exact words that she wrote in a note that he spewed out without him even. I didn't tell him that. Yeah, she wrote this. Nothing.
Wow.
And I'm like, holy shit, man.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my
This
god.
is weird, man. Yeah, and it, and it wasn't like my friend told him, okay, this is what she wrote. Like, so it wasn't set up. It wasn't any of this stuff. But he's just basically, I'm like, that's exactly what she said. Basically, you know, you gave me the 6 best years of my life. You know, whatever. Just,
and you still felt like guilt about it.
oh yeah, because you feel guilty. You feel like you could, you know, it was your fault.
Done something.
You know, and I could have, what, you know, why I didn't, you know, why wasn't I home that night? Whatever it is.
Oh man.
And then you feel angry. You're mad. Why'd you do this? Now I got to deal with this shit. You know, you're gone, and you know.
Right.
It's really traumatic.
You know, and then with our family and friends blaming you, that usually
Oh, my
happens too.
gosh.
So that was a rough one. You know, you're close to them, and then all of a sudden they turn on you, thinking it's your fault. I'm like, this has nothing to do with me.
Oh my god.
But you don't know that at the time. But when I went to this guy, he goes, look, you were chapter 3. Chapter 1 was the root of the problem. That line right there, totally just got me to a better place. I'm like, oh fuck them, that family. I don't give a shit. This is my problem. You know.
Yeah.
You know, so really, you know, that guy really helped me a lot. And I would go to him like every few months.
Wow.
And stuff, and just, you know, work through some stuff and
Yeah.
all that. But he really set me on a path because I didn't know. I mean, I didn't do comedy for the first 3 months after it happened. I was like, I can't go back up on stage. I go, everyone's gonna. I was, you know, I had post-traumatic stress disorder and all this shit. So it was rough.
God.
Wow.
You know, so but when I went to him, like the therapy was working, but he's basically like, I always say, like, if you go to him, he's like 1,000 hours of therapy in like a 2-hour session.
Wow.
You're not completely
Holy
cured
shit.
when you walk out of there, but he gets you way further than the therapy is a slow process of working through your shit. He gets right to the point and just, you know, send you home. He was the one who told me about the 4 agreements. And and I go, yeah, I kind of read it. He goes, go back and read it. Because it's a really simple book, too. It's a little book you can carry around. He goes, you know, go back, read that, do all this other stuff, and just work on yourself. And, you know. Yeah, he really got to a great point. I sent a bunch of people to him, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, that guy was amazing."
I know. I'm
Yeah.
like curious. Like, I want to get his info.
Is he still doing that?
Yeah, he's still around. Yeah.
Wow.
I
And
know.
you're in LA?
Out
probably
here.
even
He probably
better
is. He
now.
travels all over, but yeah, he's probably around in LA. Yeah.
How long are the sessions?
Like 2 hours.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
good.
And he's
That's a good
massaging you
chunk.
the whole time?
Like a massage, and just talking to you, talking about your life, or what'd you do when you grew up. You got this. How's your what's your relationship with your mom, your dad? You know, goes through everything. Okay, well, just the problem is, you know, you did this, and then tell you to eat healthy, do whatever. You know, like I was super dehydrated. I was drinking all those energy drinks. He goes, don't drink that shit anymore. Don't drink any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Drink water. I haven't had one since. You know, he's like, it's
Really?
messing up your body. He knows the inside. You know, just feels around and knows.
Wow.
You know what to
Oh
do,
my
and just
God.
put you on a good plan. Books, food, all of that stuff. You know, and just the mind.
Yeah.
You know, works on you.
Man, that sounds
Did you have like a card?
like
or
the
Yeah,
best
can
kind
we-
of therapy.
I got
I want to
yeah.
go now.
we are going ASAP.
I did a whole one-man show about this. It was called
Really?
"I'm Your
Wow.
Savior" because my whole thing was I always found troubled women. I always wanted to save them. I got it from my mom because my mom was always like, you know, strict Catholic with 7 kids, but she would take people in like basically off the street and just take care of them.
Yeah.
All our old grandparents, you know, they'd move in when they were sick. My mom would always take care of them and stuff. So like I was always attracted to that. You know, just taking care. So I was, you know, a project, a fixer.
Yeah.
How interesting.
That's
You
so
know,
much. I
and
feel
that-
like it's the reverse. I feel like women are usually so like much more the
fixers, yeah.
fixers.
Yeah, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
and then, you know, my therapist was like, you know, this isn't your problem. You know, go find
Yeah.
someone that's normal.
Yeah.
You know, or when they're fixed, but don't,
Yeah.
you know, it's not your thing to fix them.
Wow, it's interesting how we repeat our parents' patterns often.
No, I know, because
You
I did.
it's weird.
That's what my mom was. She'd always
Yeah.
take care of people, you know, and stuff. So I always just did.
Wow.
And I always didn't, you know, just didn't get in a normal relationship. Like, this person got a problem, I'll take them in.
Right. And did you know that you were doing that, or was that kind of
No, I didn't
unaware?
know it. But then my relationship were all shit. I'm like, what's going on here? You know,
Yeah.
I'm just picking the wrong. You know, any girl that was normal to me, I was like, that's boring.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh
Wow.
yeah. To me, that was boring.
Like, no drug
You know,
problems?
Yeah, I know
Get
a
outta
girl
here.
that works in a bank. You know,
Yeah. Financially
boring,
stable.
yeah.
Ugh.
Girl doesn't want to go to a strip club. I'm like, she's no
man.
fun.
You have a savings account? What?
I know.
Yeah. I have a question about PTSD because I know we've talked about doing an episode on just that alone. Do you still suffer from PTSD? Did you go to treatment for that? How did that all
No, I think
work?
it just dissipates in time. You know,
Okay.
just working on yourself. I definitely had it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Connected to that one specific event.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Yeah.
before
And
that.
did you know that you had it, or was it something?
No, I think I realized after a few months I did. Yeah, and I just like, all right, I just got to deal with this. Yeah, it was tough. I mean, I didn't sleep for like, more than 3 hours for like 3-4 months.
Oh, that's
Oh
God.
my god.
Yeah, it was rough because it was but then it was funny because I tell a story. So it was a one-man show. I released it. It was called "I'm Your Savior."
Okay.
So anyway, but I
Can
saw,
people find it?
Yeah.
it's up on iTunes. It's a
on
comedy
iTunes. Okay,
special. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so I did it in New York at a little. Actually, I did it on a Comedy Central stage out here.
Oh, cool.
That's where I recorded it. But I was doing it around New York and all that stuff. But I tell the story. So cut to like 4 years later, right? So after my ex passed away, and my buddy calls me up. He goes, "Hey, you want to go see Kid Rock is playing at this place in Jersey, right?" And he goes, "I got free tickets. There's a bunch of girls going. We're going to tailgate. You want to come?" And I go, "I don't know." And he's like, "Why?" I go, I don't know. Me and my ex-girlfriend, the one that passed away, I go, that was like, we'd always go see him every year. She liked him. So that was like our thing to do. I go, I feel weird going without. This is even 4 years later.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you, a pussy? Come on.
Yeah.
He goes, I go, I'll tell you tomorrow. I don't know. Let me see. And it's weird because that night, I don't know if it was in my subconscious, but I had a dream that my ex came to me, which she never did before, and said, go to that concert. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You'll
man.
thank me later. I went there the next day, and then I met my wife at the time there.
Oh,
The next day.
Oh my God! I just got chills.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because one of those girls that he said we're going to hang with, I started talking with or wherever, and I went and married her and having a kid with her.
Wow.
My God.
Yeah.
That is intense.
That's
so
because
awesome.
because we go to Kid, and there was Kid Rock and Leonard Skinner. Like that's where I met, and that's where I met her. The next day I went, and
Holy
Did you
shit.
like pretty much know right away?
no,
No. It
no,
was,
I
like,
got,
it was just
when
a-
I knocked her up, I was like, oh fuck, I gotta do the right thing.
That was the most
Let's be
naive
honest,
question
yeah.
I could have
Yeah.
asked. Did
Yeah.
you just know?
Did you know?
We knocked her up, and that was just the most.
I don't know. All of a sudden, it was weird. The pill didn't work. Is that a thing? Is that a thing?
Oh, she was like
a-
consistently
She was on
taking
the
the
pill?
pill and it
No, a
didn't
new
work?
pill on the market. It didn't work. I don't know.
Oh,
Is that one? Has that happened? 'Cause I've been asking a lot of women. They all say no.
That's awesome.
Oh,
God.
But it's
Yeah.
weird. It's funny because I made a joke about it because I go maybe, she did send me, and then I got my kid, and that's how my special ended.
Okay.
Right, my one man show. Now we have this kid, and my son was like 3 at the time, and I got my wife, and I got my son, and she sent me there, so it was a nice fairy tale ending.
Wow.
But then, 2 years later, the whole thing blows up. And we're divorced, and it was a big thing. It was on TMZ. It was in newspapers, all this shit, so it was a whole
jeez.
nightmare I had to
It's
go
a-
through.
yeah,
But then
crazy
I'm thinking, I wonder if she sent me there, my ex sent me there because she was like, okay, I'm going to get back at you. Because I slept with one of her friends like 4 months after she passed away, like a good friend.
Oh
And I'm like,
my
I wonder if she's getting back at me. She was watching, that whole thing.
Oh
I go,
my
she's watching.
God.
Oh, really? You're going to fuck one of my friends? Okay, fine. Go meet this train wreck.
Oh
Watch
my
what's going to happen to you.
Oh my God.
So in the beginning, I thought it was just a
TMZ.
great story. But then after everything went down, I go, well, maybe it's because I fucked a friend.
Oh my God.
We were both lonely. We were drunk. What are you going to do?
I can't imagine.
Oh man.
Wow.
Your life, Jim. Oh my God.
Wow.
Jesus.
So are you single now? Are you dating? Are you out there in the dating world?
No, I'm single.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's
I don't
that?
know. It's all right. I mean, I don't date that much.
Yeah.
Take care of my boy and work, pretty much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you're doing a better job of being attracted to people that don't need a lot of fixing, or do you?
Yeah,
still...
I see red flags right away.
Okay.
I never
Right.
did.
Yeah.
My ex
Interesting.
was married twice before. I mean, somehow I didn't see those red flags. It's weird. She was 28. Is that weird?
Twice at
Um,
28?
Yeah, 2 marriages at 28,
Wow,
3
I mean,
at
that's-
30. Is that weird?
I think that's a little weird.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
two divorces by 28.
Yeah.
is-
That's
is a
like
lot.
something's going. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
why do you
something's
keep
going
getting married?
Yeah.
Like, just Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course,
probably.
Case by
But-
case, but yeah.
Yeah, but now I
If you've
do.
been married twice, under 28, we're sorry.
Yeah, I know.
I know you're always
know.
like careful. You're like, I don't want to offend
specific
it.
situations, but
Yeah.
I don't think I personally know anybody who's been divorced twice by
Right.
my age. You know.
Yeah, I don't either.
I know one guy, but his circumstances were I'm like, oh, that's not on him, really. Like
Right.
he was again attracted to kind of like the wrong people, and then kind of got fucked over.
Even
But
that, wouldn't that be a red flag if you were with that person? Like, am I fucked up?
right, no,
Am I broken? Is that
But
why
I
you're
think he's
attracted
learned.
to
But
me?
same like what Jim's saying that like he's learned now
Yeah.
to like not be try to not be attracted to fixer uppers, which I think is hard as a comedian. I feel like a lot of comedians are attracted to fixer uppers.
Right.
Yeah, we definitely are. Yeah, I don't know. So now I just see red flags right away, and I see just one, and I'm out. I don't
Really?
Even, yeah, I'm not totally impatient about it. I just see one. I'm like, I don't forgive you. I'm done.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm done. It's not. It
the
wasn't
other.
just a bad night, our second date, that you
Right.
started screaming because you were drunk. No,
Oh,
this
yeah.
you shouldn't be
That-
showing your card that early.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
Oh,
later
yeah.
down the road. You're showing that early before I go, all right, it was just a bad night. She doesn't
Yeah.
like tequila. It makes her crazy. No. There's more there.
No, I like that. It's like people show you who they are, and you listen. That's like
Yeah.
you have to do that.
And if you're gonna
Yeah.
be crazy, give me a few months of bliss.
Exactly. I know.
Yeah,
I know. At
reel
least
me in.
trick me for a while.
Just for a while.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my ex told me, she goes, I love baseball. That's my favorite. Because she's like, I remember our second date. We go back to my house. She's like, what do you want to do? I go, I don't know. And she says, what would you do on a Sunday night? I go, I don't know. I'd probably just watch the baseball game on ESPN and drink a couple beers. She goes, that's exactly what I would do. I would love baseball. And she just started reeling off, like, because she hears her dad talking about the Phillies, the team that he liked. And she's like, yeah, this guy, Ryan Howard, he strikes out. I'm like, oh, wow, this could be the coolest girl ever.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, my God. And, meanwhile, I had the baseball package where they show all the games. We were together for 6 years. She watched one game. So, I don't know. I don't think she liked it, but
Yeah,
I fell for it.
that's a move. That's for sure. Just like,
Oh,
I love
man.
all the things you love. Well, then you're in.
Look, you always got to look at this, the rule of thumb. If you think this person you meet is the coolest person ever and the greatest person, like, how could they still be single? How are they not snapped up? There's a reason. There's a
Yeah.
reason they're not snapped. The good ones are taken. The good ones are taken. They're living in the suburbs. They're married. They're happy. They got the white picket fence. They're just good people.
But
But
maybe
we're in our 20s, so I feel like
Yeah.
that's less applicable to
Yeah.
us.
Unless it's a
Yeah.
live,
Like-
love household. in
But
which
also maybe
they're
like
yeah.
the reason for you that they're single might be somebody else's dream person. You know?
Yeah, it's true. But I see a lot of, because I live in the suburbs now, so I see a lot of like people that are just happily married. It's just normal. They're amazing
yeah.
relationships.
Right.
Like you walk in a house and it's just calm. They like each other. There's no bickering. There's no nothing. They're just like they've been college sweethearts. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit, where am I living? Is this a dream?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
we're just around all this chaos and we're in the clubs and everyone's drunk
Oh,
and they're
so
fighting
much.
at the end of the night.
Yeah.
and,
Right.
and this guy, the dick and all of this chaos going on.
This guy's get on the road cheating on his wife. And
Yeah,
it's like-
exactly.
So
Yeah,
much
well, you see all
dysfunction.
Yeah.
dysfunction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. So we'll see. I mean, I'm in no rush if I find somebody. But look, the most important thing is take care of my son.
Yeah.
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 That's more important than anything. So if I find someone that's cool with it, my son keeps telling me you got to get a girlfriend. I go look.
That's so cute.
I know. I go, look, if I do, I'm just telling you, we're going to have to share the TV. Because he watches like wrestling. He's a boy. He's
Yeah,
wrestling the
yeah.
Three Stooges. He loves. So I go, look, we're probably not going to be able to watch wrestling on Three Stooges if she's over. He's like, why not? I go, because she's going to want to watch something else. So we're going to have to compromise. He's like, why? I go, we just are. He goes, like what? I go, maybe one night we're going to have to watch The Voice or something like that. He's like, I'm not. He's like, why can't you just go in the other room? I go, it's not going to work. We can't send her in the other room.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
you're just talking him out of it. Like, well, I hope you know what that means for you.
I
And
know.
if I follow this advice, that's so funny.
Yeah, he
Oh
goes,
my
why
God.
can't you just go in the other room and watch it?
You're like, I haven't even met her yet.
I
Why
know.
don't we?
And we're already sending her in the guest room to watch The Voice.
Yeah, and I love how it's like The Voice too, which is like a very like easy for both genders to watch. It's not like you're like we're gonna have to watch like a Sex and the City marathon. He's like The Voice. Fuck this. Get her out of here.
I've never watched The Voice.
No, good.
What?
This-
My parents
It's
love The Voice.
amazing.
Is it?
It's a great show.
Isn't it just American
great
Idol
show.
with chairs that spin?
It's amazing. It's magical, and I stand by it.
Does your fiance watch it? Or you have to go in the other room.
If I like pull up a specific video that I'm like, yo, you need to watch this person, he will. But he just told me that he watched like an America's Got Talent audition on the plane the other day, and it made him cry. And he's like, what is happening? He's like, he got so upset.
That doesn't surprise me.
Upset
Kane loved
why?
The Greatest Showman.
I know Kane is a
Upset
sensitive
for
man.
watching it?
Like moved. It was like a 5-year-old girl who was a ventriloquist.
Oh, really?
And she got the golden buzzer, and like everybody was crying, and he just was like, I don't even know these people, but I'm crying.
That's what Cam watches. He watches all those YouTube videos about from America's Got Talent, The Voice, everything. My boyfriend's really very much into that too. Where it's
Really?
I'm most like, oh, this is cute.
Yeah.
This is
This
cute.
is cute, but he'll spend hours.
Very
That
moved
is
by it.
So
funny.
I'm sure we put him in the guest room. Maybe.
Well, that's good. You know, I don't know if I can watch The Voice,
That's okay.
but I have to come. Yeah, no, it's good. You know.
It's fine. Yeah. And I'm sure when you're going through this dating process now, it's not only you're looking for red flags, but it's like, is this somebody that's compatible with my son too? And
Right.
like having a family. It's
Yeah.
a whole
Yeah.
other level now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I always tell my son, I go, Luke, if you don't like the girl I'm dating, she's out. She's gone. Just know that.
Wow.
You know, you let me know, because I'm not going to date somebody. You know, because I see all these parents, like the kids hate the person. I'm like, what about your kid?
Yeah.
This person's going to be gone in like 6 months or a year.
Yeah.
You know, most likely, or 2 years. They're going to be out of their life, and then there's somebody else who's going to be there. I go, why isn't it about your kid?
Yeah.
You know,
That's
it's always
really
weird. I
nice.
go, why would I want him to feel uncomfortable over this
Yeah.
person?
Yeah.
What
If
if
You know,
are
he's
seeing-
family.
If you are seeing somebody, do you wait a certain amount of time to like
Yeah.
introduce them?
Yeah, I haven't introduced him to anybody. I haven't really dated anybody, but I'll wait a while before I bring him around.
Yeah.
Because I don't want him seeing me parading different women in and out of the house, because then he's going to think that's what he should do when he's older. Oh, just have these different women come. So if I date, I'll go out on the road, or when I don't have him, when his mom
Yeah.
has him.
Yeah.
I'll just do it like that, because I don't want him seeing that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because then he's going to, okay, that's what I got to do. I got to just have all these different women and stuff. I always just tell him, I go, look, Luke, just don't cheat. If you're going to, I go, just break
Yeah.
up with somebody first. That's all you
Yeah,
have to do.
that's
Just
it.
tell him I don't want to be with any, and then be with that other person.
Right.
I go, because someone's going to do it to you, and it's going to crush you. So just know that. I go, it's
Yeah.
not, you know.
Someone's gonna do it to you, and it's
You're
gonna
good
hurt
It's
you.
gonna, I
man.
know it's going to crush him, yeah, because he's super.
Ouch.
I go, it's going to happen. And it's happened with everybody.
It's got a lot of life lessons at
Yeah,
7.
yeah, exactly. I tell him,
Don't
I go,
cheat.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
be a dick.
I love that though.
Stay
That
in
should,
your lane.
That
Yeah.
should be hammered into everybody's brain though. Like,
Yeah, just
simple
break up
men,
with the
don't be a
person.
dick and don't cheat. Like,
Yeah.
Well, 'cause
Oh,
it was
it's
a whole
so
thing.
easy to not cheat.
It was the
right.
whole thing with my ex-wife. I caught her cheating on me, and my son was the one who told me about it, all this stuff. And
Oh,
so it's
man.
out
It's
there
an
and stuff.
insane story.
So I had to tell him
Whoa.
basically. That's why I had to talk with him. You know.
Wow.
Wait. Okay, sorry. You obviously know the story.
Yes.
But wait, Reader's Digest version. I'm sorry. I don't mean to, but I want to know the story. Do you know the story?
No.
I don't know either. Your son.
I don't know if
told
you wanna
how
get
old
into
was your
it,
son?
but
Do you
it's
even
up
He
to
wanna
was
you.
get
4
into
at the
it?
time.
Oh my gosh! Is
Holy
it?
crap.
We don't have
No,
to
well,
do
she
that.
just basically said, this guy's hanging around mom.
Oh.
You know, and I'm like, oh, he's like, oh, this guy, he's, one of her friends. I'm like, real? And then I asked her, and then whatever, and then it led to.
what was
know.
the TMZ thing?
What was on TMZ that I got
Okay.
divorced, but then there was a whole article in the New York Post because I hired private investigators to follow her because she wasn't telling me the truth, and I knew something was
Yeah.
going on because my son told me. He goes, "No, we've
Yeah.
been to the mall. We were here. We were there. With this guy. When I wasn't around."
And
Yeah.
even when you confronted her about it, she wouldn't.
Yeah,
she
no,
wouldn't
she was
touch
like, "No, it's not. He's just my friend. What are you talking about? What are you doing on the road? Twisted.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's my fault.
Right,
You're missing
manipulating.
for hours." I go, "Yeah, I'm on stage. I'm doing 3 shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dealing with drunks. I'm trying to sell a CD for $10. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get rid of this shit.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. You've been to my shows. You're like, this is boring. I'm going back to the hotel.
Right.
That's what goes on.
Yeah.
I got 40-year-old guys wearing Metallica shirts on my shows. There's nothing going on. There's nothing going
Not
on.
getting my dick sucked.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have Crystal Leah's audience. All right, if I was Crystal Leah, then you should worry.
Do you feel like she was actually suspicious of you, or was she just trying to?
She was just
deflect?
she was
Just
just because that's
deflecting.
what she was doing.
Right.
So whenever somebody's cheating, they always think you are.
Right.
When they're sneaking
Yeah.
That's
around.
the tell.
That is
Yeah.
such a hard thing to have to explain to a kid or like talk,
I
sit
know,
them,
that's
sit them down and
awful.
talk to them about that.
Yeah. So I hired private investigators, and then to bust, and then it wound up being in the paper because there was a whole thing where he was a cop, and there was some stuff said that I had to call his police chief and let him know, hey man, this isn't cool. What's going on? And then it wound up in the New York Post, all the pictures and all the shit
Whoa.
of them coming out of a place, like walking out of restaurant surveillance pictures and all that stuff.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it was a big thing. Like I was trying to get this cop fired from his job, but I wasn't. It was just I was basically protecting my family because he was a cop in the town where my family lives, like this little town.
Oh my God!
So I was
That's
just,
a whole other layer.
but somehow it got leaked to the New York Post, and it was a big article, about it, and there's pictures in it and stuff like that. Like I wasn't trying to get the guy fired. I was just like, hey man, this is just
if you had been, that would have been fine. That guy sounds like he sucks.
That guy, for sure get fired. Get that dude out there.
But whatever, it's all good.
Oh,
Damn,
man.
gosh.
But no, anyway, but I with my son, it's like let him know this stuff now because when I grew up Catholic and everything was a secret. Don't ask any questions. Whatever went on, you never knew. So I said I'm just going to be honest with my son right off the bat. Be honest with him. I'm going to let him curse around the house if he wants to. I go, look, you can only curse here, because he hears when we're watching sports or my friends are over or whatever. I go, don't curse in front of your friends, and if you curse at school or anywhere else. And I get confronted, I'm going to say, I never heard him curse. I don't know where he got it from. I'm going to throw you under the bus. So just know that. I'm going to take everybody else's side but yours. And he doesn't. Everybody's like, oh, my God, he's amazing, this kid. So he doesn't do it anywhere else. I go, not even in front of your friends because your friends are going to tell their parents.
Yeah.
So he knows. He knows.
Wow.
Candy drawer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he knows exactly how he has to act in each scene. I go, look at me. I go, you see me on stage, I'm cursing, I'm telling dirty jokes up there, whatever. I go, when I'm at your school with your teachers or I'm volunteering, am I like that at all?
Yeah.
He goes, no, not at all. So I just know not to do that there, but I'll do it here.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what you got to learn.
That's
Right.
amazing.
Yeah, I go. I'm not talking about my balls when I'm volunteering at your class.
Scooping mac and
When you guys
cheese.
are doing a relay race. I'm the only dad there. I go there because I'm thinking some of these women are going to be single, so I'm looking for the divorces.
Yeah.
But he's in first grade. They're not divorced yet. The shit didn't blow up in the house yet. I heard
Gotta wait a few years.
Yeah, about fifth or sixth grade is when I go. All right, I got time. I'll wait them out. In first grade, they're still together. They're trying to make it work.
Yeah.
But by fourth or fifth grade, there's a bunch of them. So I'm like, all right, I
There's
gotta
a
wait a few more.
bunch of them
I gotta wait a few years.
just sitting in the
Because I'm the only
minivan.
dad there at the school. Like, what do? Are you some loser? Like, wow, we got a dad here. I'm like, yeah, I just figured I'd come down or whatever. But meanwhile, I'm there. I'm like, ring. Okay, she's got a ring.
But I'm sure some of them are like, ooh, he's so involved.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm
Dad
playing
of
that
the year.
Hands on.
Yeah.
No, but it'd be perfect. Like if I could find someone that is divorced and she's got a kid around my son's age, and we started dating, it would be perfect.
Yeah, that would be.
So that's one of
But
the
then
incentives
don't you have
too.
to? Okay, this is what I always ask people because I've met people who have like kids that are the same age. Like, wouldn't you be afraid that like they'd like get together if they were in their
Like
house?
have
these
sex
kids?
with each other?
Yeah.
At,
That is a weird.
That's I would be afraid of that.
weird
I thought
worry.
you were going to say you're afraid that they hate each other and don't get
That
along.
too. Just that there's any tension, any
But
intense feelings.
You're worried about the step siblings fucking.
I would because he's getting boners and he shows me what girl he watched the girl wrestlers.
At 7? That
he got him at
sucks.
5. At 5.
Oh my god, being a boy sucks.
5-year-old boners.
5-year-old boners.
That's young, isn't it?
This
It's
band,
just the blood, right?
This
That
band
nothing comes
Hailstorm.
out.
There's a girl lead singer, and we were watching a video. He's like, "Dad, look."
What did you do?
Oh my gosh.
I was like, "Look at mine."
That's nothing.
We need to cut this up into a sizzle and be like, eligible bachelor. Post it all in divorcee groups.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so
man.
funny.
No, but I heard like him and his friends. They're all 7, and they're talking like, "Yeah, you get your penis gets really hard." They're like, "Yeah," he goes, "I know sometimes it happens in class, and I don't know what to do, and it hurts." Oh. He goes, "And there's that one girl I know, that one, and the wrestler. You get it? Does your penis get hard with that one girl, Alexa Bliss?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that one. I like the other one." And I'm listening, and I'm like, "Oh man, this is great."
Dude, being a boy sounds like just horrible.
Yeah.
The
That's
boner
true.
thing. I always forget about that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
the
being a woman is so
uncontrollable.
difficult. We have to put on the right makeup, and then I think about the boner thing.
Right.
I'm like, oh, it's not worth it. It's
Yeah, but
really
at least I
not.
don't wake up and be like, "Oh, there's blood coming out of my dick." You know,
Yeah.
we have
I mean,
our own
that
set
sucks,
of
but there's
shit.
no
Yeah.
pad for a boner.
That's true.
You just gotta like tuck it in
figure
your
it
belt
out.
or some shit.
Well, I would worry like if there was a girl, if I was dating a girl and she had like a 12, and they're about 10 or 12,
what I'm
11,
saying.
I would worry about that. I'm
Yeah.
like, I would tell my son, look, that can't go on. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
Don't
man.
sneak in a room in the middle of the
Yeah,
night.
that's what I would be afraid of. 'Cause
Yeah.
you just,
Huh.
Anyway, that's
interesting.
It's always what I ask people that are in that situation. It's probably inappropriate.
We'll have to
but
check in back.
At 14 or
Very good.
15, I'll be like, all right, but
Yeah,
12
it's
is too
far
young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Oh
like
my gosh.
15.
Yeah.
there's enough of a. But yeah, or if they were like both 8, like that would.
Yeah, I know.
That's a recipe for disaster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's not
Can't do
good.
that.
Oh my god, my face hurts from smiling.
Oh, gosh.
Well, we
Oh
should
my God.
probably wrap
I
it
know.
up, but
Thank you so much for doing this.
a lot of good
You're so
stuff.
fun,
So
Jim.
funny.
Do you want
Yeah,
to?
no problem.
This is coming out in a week. Do you want to plug like your social media, any road dates, anything like that?
JimFlorentine.com, and I got a
Okay.
podcast called Comedy Metal Midgets I do every week. And all my tour dates are up
Already
there. I'll be in
Perfect.
Albany and Vegas, Atlantic City, or whatever. So
Awesome.
yeah, but yeah, check out the
Great.
podcast. I just rant about different shit each week.
When are you in Vegas? Or what are you doing in Vegas?
What am I doing? Laugh Factory.
Oh, Laugh Factory? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I will be headlining the American Comedy Company Club down in San Diego August 30th through September 1st. This is where, if any of you saw on social media, the homeless guy humping my poster for
Oh, yeah.
4
Amazing.
hours.
Oh my
That is so funny.
Felt a lot of emotions. I don't know if you saw that video. I'll have to show you this
No, I
video
didn't.
afterward. Anyway, there
Made
was
it, Kels.
people. I had like 2 different people send me videos of this guy. There's a homeless guy who apparently for like 4 hours was outside of the comedy club, and there's a poster of me that's like his height, and he was just humping the poster outside
Really?
for like 4 hours.
Good lord.
Felt
Making
a lot
waves.
of emotions.
Making waves,
Yeah,
Kels.
it's a lot of stamina. I mean, I was a little impressed, but
Did you put him on the guest list?
yeah, I know. I'm like, shit, this guy might be there. So yeah, come to that, and Kelsey Cook on Twitter, Kelsey Cook Comedy on Instagram.
Cool. And ttomcomedy.com. I'll make it easy for you. August 30th through September 2nd, I am headlining the Funny Bone in Syracuse. September 13th through the 15th, I'm headlining the San Jose Improv. I'm at the Comedy Cellar in Vegas the 26th through the 30th September. Boom.
At Delaney Fisher on all the social medias, and Dix by Delaney is coming very soon.
Yay,
Yeah.
literally.
Almost there.
And join the Patreon for
Yes.
bonus episodes and treats. We have the new shirts we're sending out. So very exciting. So
Yay!
yay! Thank you, Jim.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Jim.
you.
That
All
was
right,
fun.
talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
That was awesome.
Good stuff.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.